Hello and welcome to ET Garage. I'm Eugene Tordo, and today's video is going to be about the motor mounts in a C4 Corvette and how to convert them to Prothane urethane motor mounts and how they affect your handling. So let me move the camera around and I'll show you what I'm going to show you. All right, like I was saying, today I'm going to show you how to convert your motor mounts on a C4 Corvette, and this probably applies to a lot of other GM vehicles that use this style mount, but these are made by Prothane, and the polyurethane bushings, and I'm also going to go over how these affect the handling, especially on a C4 Corvette. It does make a dramatic difference if you have bad motor mounts, and I'm going to go over and show you why I'm replacing mine. First, I'll show you what comes in the box. You get 2 of these mounts. I got one already installed. And a bag full of bolts, nuts, and washers. And the instructions. Before I do that, I will go over a couple of things. Last time I had the motor out, I went ahead and put new motor mounts in. These are just standard OEM replacement ones. They're probably made in China, I must guarantee it. And if you look at it, you can see how it's just moving around in there. And it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be bonded to this. This had all sorts of play, and you could feel how it affected the handling of the car, especially when the target top was off on the C4 Corvette. I'll go over that in a little bit more. But here's the bushing I already took out of this one. And you can see it, like, this was not like this when I put it in there. This fit nice and snug in here when I originally installed it. So these, whatever rubber they used when they made these, they shrunk, and they weren't bonded very good to this shell like they're supposed to be. Here is the factory original that came with this car. I took these out at 189,000 miles, as you can tell by the look, and these are 35 years old, and these are in better shape. And these, which are maybe a year, 2 years, a year and a half old, I think, still bonded, still solid as a rock. Might even be more solid than these polyurethane ones because it's old and dry rotted. But basically, what you're going to do is drill these rivets. Here, I'll show you on this one because it's probably better. You got 3 rivets, one here, one here, one here. You drill those out and separate it, and if this is bonded like it's supposed to, you'll have to heat up the shell, just not enough to burn the rubber, just enough to separate the rubber. Heat it up with a torch. If you have the factory original ones, you'll probably have to heat them a lot. Also, the instructions specifically say to use a 5/16 drill bit. If you have the factory original ones, that's what you use, a 5/16 drill bit. If you have like these OEM replacement ones, you're going to need like a 1/2 inch because they're bigger. That's not a problem either way. And basically, you can see this is the mount, polyurethane mount. It's designed to fit into the shell, and it only goes one way, so you can't mess that up when it goes in there. Like I said, here's one I did already. It's pretty easy. You will drill it out. Like this, I had to use 1/2 inch because it has the bigger holes, not unlike the factory one. And it fits in there really snug like it's supposed to. So this is a lot better. Also, I noticed the bolt fits a lot better too. It moves around a little just like the factory one does, but not like this one where it just rattles around. So it's pretty easy. Follow the instructions. I'll read them out to you real quick. Uninstall engine mounts from vehicle. To remove original rubber pieces from the metal casing, drill out the rivets holding the 2 halves together using a 5/16. Drill out all 3 rivets, 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Okay, that's of course if you have the factory original ones. Use heat such as a torch to debond rubber from metal casing, taking care not to damage metal shell in process. Note, completely burning the rubber out is not needed. Focus heat on the outside of the shell until the chemical bond between the rubber is broken. Remove all the rubber from the inner bore of the factory shell and clean ID before installing urethane mounts. It is recommended to paint or powder coat metal brackets before installing the new mounts. Insert new polyurethane mounts in the upper half of the shell. See diagram for proper orientation. Place upper half onto the lower half and install supplied bolts from the bottom. Backside of the shell and washers and nuts on the top. Torque bolts to 19 foot-pounds. Reinstall engine mounts onto vehicle. I didn't bother to use a torque wrench on mine. These are self-locking. Also, the truth is you don't need these bolts if you don't want to. You can just hold it together, and these 3 bolts here that hold this to the engine will hold everything together if you wanted to do it that way. Just follow the instructions, though, and you'll be fine. Another manufacturer, I can't think of their name, that makes the urethane bushings actually doesn't come with bolts. It just comes with tie wraps, and they just have you tie wrap it, hold it in place until you bolt it in the to the engine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy. You just need a drill. I advise you have a vise or something to hold this in place when you drill it. Makes it a lot safer and easier. And a torch to burn the rubber out, unless you have these Chinesium replacements installed in there, then you don't have to worry about that. So let me move the camera around and I'll show you the engine compartment and what I think, how it affects the handling. All right, here we are in the engine compartment, and I've heard of people going to solid engine mounts and saying it made a really big improvement of the handling. And I'm going to try and include a diagram of the drivetrain of a C4 Corvette. And you can't see it here, of course, because I'd have to get into the car, but it's better if I show you a diagram. I'll try and show you that up here if I can. And basically, there's no transmission mount. The transmission is supported by the tail housing by a C-beam, and that bolts to the nose of the differential carrier. The differential carrier is held in place by 2 points on the rear, sort of like the motor mounts, but they're but it's what they refer to as a bat wing. It's a big aluminum structure that goes across, all the way across, a lot further than this, and each end of the frame and gets a bolt, just like the engine mount bolt does. And it basically acts like an X-brace, even though it's rubber cushioned, so it ain't like a rigid X-brace. It kind of acts like an X-brace, as adding rigidity to the frame. And that, at least that's my theory of it, and I'm not sure what the exact engineering behind all that is, but if you know, leave comments down below. But that's why if you put solid motor mounts in here, it just stiffens the frame. It just makes it more rigid. I imagine if you put solid mounts on the batwing, I believe there was a company that sold them. I don't know if they still do. I have polyurethane ones, just like the ones I'm going to use when I put this motor back in on there now. So hopefully that will restore its handling, because before I put these motor mounts in, this car was a lot better handling, especially with the target top off. But that's it. That's my theory about that. So I guess we'll wrap this video up. All right, I just got to get the other engine mount taken apart and the new polyurethane bushing put in, bolted to this motor, and this will be just about ready to go back in. I still got to do, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and repaint my headers. Every time I take them out, I repaint them. Seems like a waste of time. If you look at the rust here, they just get sandblasted, especially from the grid on the roads here. Unless there's some type of armor coating I can put on there, they're just going to get sandblasted off again anyway. It would make them look nicer, at least up top, if I do spray paint them. Like I said, it's not necessary. Probably in here they look better than they do in person. But that's for another time. I'm going to go ahead and I guess get to work on this those motor mounts and getting this back in. And once that's back in, the hard part's done, then I do all the little stuff. Put the intake on, hook up all the wires, the exhaust, and I'll be back on the road. But anyway, in the meantime, everybody have a great day, and God bless.